Hello, gods of semen. Here we discuss something the system aimed to hide. The actual power a man chooses to save from his vital energy. Layert is my name. After years of research on male spirituality, neurobiology, and sexual energy, I found what few have the bravery to expose. Seminal retention is not only self-control, but also a gateway to its whole metamorphosis. You are at the proper spot if you are without direction, energy, battling anxiety, distractions, and the continual sense of alienation from oneself. Through a forgotten ancestral technique, I demonstrate in this channel how to transform this suffering into power, clarity, and purpose. But it is waking anew in men who want to be indelible. Important warning, I answer queries only to those who send a thanks above $5 out of respect for my time and the value of this material. This enables the channel to flourish and enables YouTube to convey this message to other males who also need to hear. It is to the very last, since what I shall show in this video can let your soul see clearly. Subscribe to the channel, rings the bell, then comes with us in this movement of male regeneration. You were called. The revolution begins inside. Most men have never understood that their sexual energy is a vibrational code rather than only a bodily impulse. Moreover, the system does everything you never find. The only body substance with possible capacity to generate life is semen. It so serves also as the link between the spiritual and material planes. Though it starts in the denser body centers, this energy rises when not wasted. And when it rises, it opens. Doors. Opinions. Conscious states of states variations. The ancient masters claimed that the semen was holy as they understood he kept the stairway to the inner sky. Sexual energy was seen in ancient societies, including Hindu and Egyptian, as a spiritual element in a crude form. The yogis termed this on ojas, the essence that, under proper direction, brightened the mind and awakened the highest centers. The initiates of the temple of Isis and Osiris in Egypt abstained not for moralism, but rather because they knew the withheld semen turned into a delicate oil rising through the spine and activating the pineal gland, the eye that sees the invisible. They saw that unbridled passion was not liberation, but rather a means of distraction meant to stop the soul's inner doors from opening. Something intangible starts to happen when a guy stops squandering his essence. Your presence differs. Its frequency changes. Your field starts to pulse still another frequency. And without awareness, he starts to reconnect with higher dimensions. Plans where intuition guides, where the truth is felt and not simply heard. Once lost as pleasure, the semen changes to become strength, clarity, invisible force. The body starts to be a spiritual messenger. Once only flesh turns into temple. Once only want turns into direction. When done with conscience and intent, seminal retention triggers a transformation field inaccessible by other means. This is transformation. It is not denial. Desire is focused rather than stifled. The energy sublimates rather than dies. And in this process, the man who keeps becomes a portal rather than only a body. From there, everything changes. Since the environment you live in seems, without knowledge, that something started to happen, and that something is you. Following a few weeks of seminal retention, the male body starts to function in another manner, a silent and increasing condition of energy output. Deeply in the magnetic field of man, something shifts. 30 days clearly shows a biological reorganization. Vitality rises, the appearance gets firm, and the mind grows clearer. The energy stabilizes on 60 days and starts to flow in higher levels, waking previously dormant force centers. And on 90 days, the vibratory field gets so dense and brilliant that other realities and individuals can sense it. This field is electromagnetic, actual, measured in bioenergy research. It is not theoretical. But its most amazing expression is not physical. Spiritually, It is men literally become interdimensional transmitters when semen is retained enough time. It supplies the aura with a special vibrational density. Its existence starts to show markers crossing the visible plane. You vibrate in tune with layers of reality invisible just now. This is the reason synchronicities start to happen more frequently. Coincidental occurrences. People speaking what you are already considering. Events that seem meant for their spiritual development. None of this is arbitrary. It is a response to what you are radiating. Many men say they start to experience spiritual presences, startling intuitions, and an unexplained sense of mission after 90 days of retention. This is the body moving into vibrational transmission mode, not delirium. You are activating frequencies rather than merely existing. And these frequencies start to line your path with what the soul requested prior to birth. This is also the time when some trends are repeated. Doors close, some people vanish from their life for no apparent reason, and new doors open where there were walls formerly. Your accumulating energy is molding reality. You are not obliged to reason logically in anything, for the body knows before the mind. The world starts to react when your energy level hits a particular point, and you start to get indications that something profound is shifting. You are seen in layers, most of which most people do not even aware exist. And this is only possible when you have chosen to retain, change, and issue instead of wasting the most holy. Your body developed like an antenna. Your soul serves as a sign, and your life becomes a doorway. When we say that seminal retention opens dimensions, we are speaking of deep levels of human experience locked to most males, not of science fiction gateways or alternate worlds as in movies. Though perceived with consciousness, these levels are not seen with the eyes. And everyone stands for a better level of awareness, presence, and power. Gathering your essential energy helps you to release these inner layers rather than only strengthen. The first dimension that shows itself is great intuition. You suddenly feel as you know. You know the dependability person is. It points out traps before they materialize. Silence becomes the stage for intuitions that seem like a higher intellect whispering inside you. You begin to forecast, sense signals that elude the distracted. This is not a superpower. Rather, it is its natural state brought back by well-conserved and directed vital energy. The second is the aspect of spiritual magnetism. Your being starts to speak for you. Men appreciate you without knowing why. Women experience attraction even devoid of words. What now differs? Your pulse. Retention focused its energy such that it starts to influence reality without effort. You emit command. You don't ask for attention, and that isn't motivated by ego either. It results from the vibrational purity of the most delicate levels of your field attained by active retention. Then the dimension of the mission emerges. The third one. This is the lowest level, probably the quietest one. You start to realize you are not here by accident. One loses their sense of uselessness. Existential doubts start to vanish. From the inside, a fresh sense of direction emerges, and with him, a courage you never knew you possessed. This is the vibratory memory of your soul, waking inside a clean, strong, disciplined body. Retention removes the obstacles keeping you from accessing it. It does not provide any direction. These elements are not illusions. These are spiritual realities that have always been there. You only required the correct energy to reach them. And now that it is starting to penetrate this inner space, everything starts to change. Your perspective, your view of yourself, and what the world starts to see in you. Do you believe that you have a sleeping force, an ancestral wisdom just waiting to come through? Alchemy of the Gods is then the call his soul expected. This deep and fascinating book will take you into secret knowledge regarding the activation of Kundalini, the mystery of crystalline oil, and the paths of actual spiritual emancipation. This is actual change, not theory. To get your internal code and start to identify differently, you can absorb this wisdom wherever and whenever you want with Alchemy of the Gods in both physical and digital forms as well as in audiobook. The URL fixes itself in the remark and is stated in the description. First of all, though, I have a surprise for you not at all expected. I have debuted Semen Retention Success Path, a potent audiobook spanning 2 hours of exclusive materials on the 6 pillars of seminal retention. If you believe your energy is being lost, your mental state becomes erratic and your drive vanishes for no apparent cause. The key you need to start regaining control and turn on your own inner strength is this audiobook. Moreover, you still get 30% off the booklet, The Art of Semen Retention for Men, with 20 pages of advanced practices for spiritual progress, emotional balance, and life purpose when you buy audiobook. Seize this chance right now to become a channel member and receive early access to the future revelations, priority responses, and special materials. Your involvement helps our movement to be vibrant, and your waking starts right now. If all this is so strong, if retention links you to the highest levels of reality, intuition, magnetism, to purpose, why has anyone never taught you that? Why did you listen for a lifetime believing that masturbation was normal, healthy, required? The explanation is straightforward. The system knows what you become when it is firm, clear, and energetic. And he should keep his dimensional door locked exactly for this reason. You must keep being unfocused, weak, disoriented, and vibrate low. Too much masturbating goes beyond a lonely hobby. It is a spiritual detachment ritual. Every time you ejaculate for nothing, you tell the universe, "My energy is for sale." Instant pleasure, pushed by the porn business, is not simply addicting. It is deliberately meant to prevent your energy from growing, to stop your soul from recollecting. You seem to be destroying aspects of your inner code with every empty orgasm, and you go further from your own purpose the more times you run this cycle, and never stop there. Among the best combined tools available in current matrix is the desire industry. Plasticized bodies, synthetic stimuli, hypersexualization in everything you consume, from toothpaste commercials to the Instagram algorithm. This all exists to keep you mired in the first chakra. You never therefore interact with the superiors. You thus never climb, because a man rising energetically becomes hazardous. He picks up what others overlook. He experiences what cannot be rational. And he starts motivating others to get waking as well. Their activation makes them terrified as well. She is contagious, thus, because it alters the field. Thus, it disrupts the game. Retaining helps you break free as well as strengthen. And the system loses control every moment you break away. You begin to think of yourself, not to let stimuli dictate my response, except under control by conditioned want or emotional deprivation. And at this stage, Matrix loses access to your spirit. They object to you learning about it, since others leave upon learning. And things starts to fall apart if others find out. The empire of distraction shakes before a solid man. The world shakes before a guy with power of what he has inside himself. And for this reason, the struggle against retention is silent but continuous. You are a portal, not only a man. And portals like that, they close before they open. Your body is feeling, even if your eyes may not be seeing. The spiritual cosmos answers with unambiguous signals when your energy starts to open gateways, not exterior, but inside. Also, the first one shows up when you close your eyes. Dreams with mysterious locations, ancient symbols, luminous beings or atmospheres unlike this world start to frequent themselves. You wake up feeling strong emotions and memories of events that did not physically occur, but rather existed on another dimension. This is your consciousness by means of access to plans that have always been there, waiting for your energy to reach the proper vibrational key. It is not imagination. Another indication appears in the observable universe. Children and animals start to behave differently with their presence. Dogs see you silently. Cats approach without thinking through things. Children who have not yet been corrupted by the matrix look at you with inquiry or perhaps quiet respect. This is so because your energy is purer, higher, higher, and beings linked with spiritual sensitivity notice it before grown-ups. You are not acting at all. Nevertheless, you're vibrating, and the unseen acknowledges. And then arrive the bodily symptoms. Strong goosebumps in quiet times, heat surging through the spine felt. Between the eyebrows or at the top of the head, pulsations. Moments of interior expansion devoid of obvious explanation. These signs all point to their vital energy ascending, growing, bursting through obstacles rather than being locked at low levels. Your body turned, become a channel. And when that occurs, everything starts to line up. Your more effective speaking, your more accurate decisions, your more acute intuition. There is not randomness in these indicators. They are assertions of confirmation, verifications that something is happening inside you, even though everyone around you hasn't yet noticed. And as these gates open, you realize retention is only one aspect now. It revolves on access, possession of secret layers of your own life, to a power imprisoned behind addiction, diversion, dispersion. Now you experience. You are aware of the universe starts to reply as well, because a portal opening from the inside never closes once again. The male body is a millimeter accuracy spiritual machine. 3 elements, the pineal gland, kundalini, and the spine itself, form the dorsal spine of the dimensional awakening at the core of this vibratory architecture. Enter enough seminal retention, and you are triggering an ancestral system of inner ascent, not only gathering energy. Every drop of conserved semen is fuel rising down the spine, active sleeping areas, and arouses body, mind, and spirit contact. The central focus of this mechanism is the pineal gland, known by ancient civilizations as the eye of God. This little organ among the cerebral hemispheres is far more than just an endocrine gland. It is an antenna. It links man with planes of reality that go beyond the physical, catches faint frequencies, converts vibrations into intuitions. But only with energy does this antenna operate. Clean energy, instructed, elevated. And what feeds this antenna, silently, is the semen restrained and transformed. Refined vital energy till it becomes inner light. The spine is the holy route on the trip this energy takes to the pineal. The ancient Jacob, ascension axis or Sushumna canal, this is how Christians, the condensed form of fundamental energy, ascend, stimulating each energy center, chakras, and waking latent sections of the neurological system. Retention helps the body to be fit for this delicate traffic. And an explosion of clarity, intuition, and vision strength happens when this energy gets to the brain. Kundalini then enters. Represented as a sleeping serpent at the base of the spine, it wakes when man spends lengthy periods of time and lives with intention conserving his essential energy. It is about deserved. It is not about force. Practice retention with purity, attention, and intention, and this holy power starts to react. It moves, rises, throbbles. And you also experience strong goosebumps, spirals of spiritual warmth, perceptions expansion. It's the evidence your pineal is catching signs, your spiritual body is active, and the inner serpent is alive. The guy who breaks with the matrix and ties to his divine nature starts with this trio: pineal, kundalini, and column. Experience counts more than belief here. And since this circuit is turned on, theories are no more necessary. You sense, you realize, you grow. Because the soul at last finds voice inside the flesh when the body turns into a temple and the energy increases. And this voice whispers facts no system can suppress. Perhaps your soul started to remember who you truly are if you feel that there is something stirring inside you, a restlessness, an energy growing silently. But you will live cut off from the power that could change your entire existence as long as you waste your essence. The truth is difficult. Either you wake now or you remain under control thanks to a system that gains from your frailty. The decision rests with you. Watch the next recommended video. Your transformation trip has started, and every second counts. Subscribe to the channel.